Attention, Kate's coming up in just a little bit.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome here to the Pinnacle Bank Arena at State Championship Saturday here at the Nebraska basketball tournament as we're ready for Class C1. And your Wahoo Warriors, the number 5 seed, getting set to take on the number 3 seed Auburn Bulldogs. Brian Abrahams and Tyler Chapelier with you as we've got a little less than 5 minutes left in our pregame. Of course, there's always a mad scramble, Tyler, to get press out of the way so you can jump in, so we're maybe a little bit behind schedule. But I think we've got plenty of time to take a really in-depth look at this championship game. Of course, Auburn has been one of the top teams in Class C1 for the last 6 years. It actually is their 6th consecutive state tournament championship game appearance in 2019, 20, and 21. They were state champs in 22 and 23. They finished runner-up to Ashland Greenwood, a team they defeated in the semifinals yesterday, and looking to make it 4 out of 6 for Coach Jim Weeks and his squad here. And obviously Wahoo, Tyler, has different things on their mind. The Warriors in the championship game for the first time since 2018, where they were the C1 champion after defeating Winnebago in overtime. Wahoo has won 11 state championships. 4 times they've won it in C1. They have 6 titles in Class B back in the late 80s and the early 90s. And they won it 1 other time in Class C before there was a C1 and a C2. So it really should be a fantastic ball game here and a defensive game, Tyler. That's what we're expecting to see. Probably a low-scoring game.
Yeah, definitely probably going to be a grind for every single basket as far as we could see. Auburn's defense stepped up in a big way yesterday, just going through the box score, only allowing 5 points in the second quarter to Ashland, and then 3 points in the third quarter. And that three-pointer came with only 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter, so almost pitched an entire shutout there. And then, of course, Wahoo really clamping down yesterday on the defensive end, defensive side of things as well, separating later in the game there. So I would expect, Brian, you had mentioned pregame, first 1 to 40 may be the winner here, and I think you probably are not too far off there with that statement. I think it'll probably be in the 30s, maybe into the mid-40s tops. Both teams really concentrate on the defensive end of things.
If we talk about personnel on the offensive side for Auburn, of course, kind of all starts with Mav Binder, their all-state point guard, averaging 16.7 points per game. He scored 20 in the opening round against DC West. Tyler, a game that we did covering the Falcons there. Binder was really good in that game. He had 14 yesterday in Ashland Greenwood, and he scored 10 of them in the third quarter. He outscored Ashland Greenwood 10-3 by himself in that third quarter. You mentioned that the Blue Jays made just 3 points. It was actually a late three-pointer late in the third quarter that gave them their only basket. But Binder is going to be the man that makes this offense go for Auburn. Certainly want to make sure you keep your eye on Nixon Ligori, 6'3" junior, averaging just under 13 points per game. We've seen him now a couple of times. He only scored 6 in the opening round game, but he had 10 yesterday against Ashland Greenwood, went 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Wahoo, we sort of guessed yesterday, and guessed incorrectly, that they may come out in the zone to try and slow down Omaha Concordia. This looks like a blueprint for a man-to-man defense here. Someone's going to have to lock up Mav Binder. Certainly there will be help defense obviously required. And that's going to be the main topic, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be a completely different game plan for Wahoo as opposed to when they were game planning for Concordia. There isn't a true big man for Auburn. Similar to Wahoo, a lot of tall, lanky, athletic guys, but no big guy per se to really have to cue and concentrate on like Wahoo had to prepare for yesterday. So, yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of man-to-man. I think Glock is probably going to lead the way defensively and offensively, but a lot of the time they like to put Glock or Dylan Simons on their top ball handler. So I would expect Mav Binder to be slowed down here a little bit today. I think they'll probably Wahoo will throw one of their bigger, more athletic guys on there. Mav Binder, not super tall in stature, very good ball handler though, great facilitator and scorer. So completely different game plan here for Wahoo. I'm excited to see high intensity defensive game here.
Both teams off of the floor. We are the second game here of the first session. Johnson Brock won the first game this morning and won the D1 title over Ainsworth. So now we're in game number 2. I don't believe there'll be a national anthem here, Tyler, so they'll go right into the non-starters. But if we look at the offense for Wahoo, Marcus Glock, obviously their leading scorer, averaging just under 24 points per game coming into the state tournament. He scored 14 in the quarterfinals against Ogallala. He scored 24, right at his average yesterday. He was 14 out of 15 from the free throw line. Dylan Simons also did a nice job really in both games. He was in double figures both games. 11 on Thursday. He scored 14 yesterday and actually had a double-double with 12 rebounds. And then they got some good production off the bench with Jace Kaminsky. And he had 10 points on Thursday. He scored 4 yesterday. And that's the thing about Wahoo. We've talked about it the last couple of games. Yes, they have Marcus Glock, but they're really balanced. They're going to come at you with like 5 or 6 guys that are 6'4" that can defend any position, and then it can score from anywhere. As we've talked about, not a ton of outside three-point shooting, but anywhere inside of that three-point arc, mid-range jumpers all the way to the basket. Wahoo has plenty of players that can be a problem.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do say Marcus Glock's name a lot, rightfully so. He's the senior leader on this team. He's the only returning starter, but you're going to also, as the game starts, hear us say Dylan Simon's name a lot, Cody Hesser, Eli Shada, all 6'4", long, athletic guys. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. Dylan Simons, keep your ears peeled for him. He is a menace. Offensively, defensively, leads the teams in blocks. Scores, double digits most time. I think he averages around 10 points a game. So Marcus Glock gets a lot of love, but Dylan Simons, Cody Hesser, similar sort of players, long, athletic, lanky, and all over the place offensively and defensively.
So Wahoo is the number 5 seed in this tournament. As we mentioned earlier on, they've lost the first round the last 3 times they've been here, 2020, 2022, and 2023. But the history of basketball in Wahoo runs very, very deep. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, 11-time champion. And it's interesting, in this game, in the C1 championship game, you have to go all the way back to 2016, where one of these 2 teams was not included in the championship game. Of course, Auburn was here 23 back through 2019. Wahoo was here in 2018 and in 2017. So these 2 programs, Auburn's kind of experiencing a little bit of the success of what Wahoo had in the late 80s and early 90s, and now certainly not passing the torch or anything like that. But you've got 2 really very established programs in Class C1. Neither team, I don't think, is going to be overwhelmed by the moment here. This should be a really, really good game.
Yeah, you look back at the list of state champions in Class C1, and Wahoo is actually the last champion not named either Ashland or Auburn, and that came all the way back in 2018. So those 2 teams on quite the run. But as you mentioned, Brian, Wahoo, 11-time state champs, and just going through some of the interviews and articles on Wahoo last night, this morning, a couple players as far as Simons, Glock, their fathers were state champions for Wahoo in the 90s, and Simons had talked about him and his father having late-night conversations on what it would mean for him to win a state championship just like his father did. So basketball runs deep in the Wahoo community, and it means a lot to them. So should be very exciting here. I know there's a lot of energy on both sides. Again, Auburn, 6 straight title appearances. And you're right, Brian, neither team's going to be afraid of the moment. In fact, both teams expect to be in games like this.
Yeah, I looked back as far as I could in all classes, A through E, F, G sometimes, way back in the 1920s. There's never been a team, as best I can tell, that's made it to 6 straight state championship games. A couple of teams in Class A this afternoon have now made it to 5 in a row, but nobody's made it to 6. So Auburn is sort of in uncharted waters. We got the starting lineups now, so let's jump right into them. Wahoo, the visitors on the scoreboard. They are in their road blues. Marcus Glock, we talked about him. He's a 6'4" senior, averaging 23.7 points per game and just under 6 rebounds per contest as well. The second starter is Kyler Elliott. He is a 5'11" senior. He averages 7 points per game. Cody Hesser is the third starter. He's a 6'4" sophomore, averaging 8.8 points per contest. He scored 9 on Thursday. He scored 3 yesterday. Dylan Simons, a 6'4" junior. 11 points per game for Dylan. He also averages 6.2 rebounds per contest. To your point, Tyler, that leads the team in rebounding. He's been in double digits both games here, so far in this tournament. Eli Shada rounds out the starting lineup for Wahoo. He is a 6'3" sophomore, averaging 5.3 points per game. The Warriors are coached by Kevin Sheep. He's assisted by Mike Bomar, Brian Meyer, Dan Waddle, and Max Cook. And now for Auburn, Brenton Winsel, number 1, a 5'11" sophomore, averaging 10 points per game. Cameron Leslie, a 6'1" junior, is a second starter. He is averaging 7.8 points per game. He scored 7 on Thursday against DC West. Mav Binder, a 6' senior, averaging 16.7 points per game. He's been in double digits both times that they've played here in Lincoln. Peyton Bowden, a 6'2" senior, averaging 7.1 points per game and 4.7 rebounds. He scored 13 against DC West on Thursday. And Nixon Ligori rounds out the starting lineup. He is a 6'3" junior, averaging 13 points per game. The Bulldogs are coached by co-head coaches Jim Weeks and Jackson Weeks. Trey Bardsley, Cooper Weeks, Todd Binder, and Arnie Cerny are their assistants. Awesome crowd here, as you would expect. The Wahoo fans are behind us. The Auburn fans decked out in red across the way. We're ready to play basketball here from the Pinnacle Bank Arena, the Class C1 state championship game. In the middle, jumping it up for Wahoo will be Cody Hesser. And it appears Cameron Leslie, a 6'1" junior, will jump for Auburn.
Hesser must be able to get up. He won the tip yesterday against Big McCafferty from Concordia.
And this tip is also won by Hesser, and the Warriors have the first possession. We're underway here in the state title game. Hesser with it over on the right side wing. Dumps it into the corner to Shada. He'll look underneath. That's Elliott with it from the block. Turnaround shot, short, no good. The rebound controlled by Wenzel. Got a good look on the first possession. Set play, couldn't finish, and now the Warriors drop into that man-to-man defense. Mav Binder with it out up high. Warriors double teamed him for a moment. Now it's right side of wing. Ligori for 3. That's good. That's actually Peyton Bowden with the three-pointer. Auburn leads it 3-0. Into the front court come the Warriors. Dylan Simons in the corner, left side corner. 3 is good for Dylan Simons. So he answers the Auburn 3, and now full court pressure here from the Warriors. We've seen this a couple of times here at the state tournament. Binder will get it across the timeline to Ligori. Works with it over on the right side wing. Now back to Binder. He's guarded out there by Hesser outside of that three-point line. Now down into the corner. This is Ligori. He'll dribble it all the way back up top. Picked up there by Elliott. Takes him into the free throw lane. Double team. His pass is tipped out to midcourt. Wenzel runs it down out there. Auburn will reset the offense as Wenzel hands off to Binder over into the left side corner. Ligori picked up there by Elliott. Wahoo switching all the screens so far here early on in this game. Binder up high, sets his feet for 3. That is no good. The rebound is tipped multiple times, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Wahoo. Tyler, we didn't talk about the defensive rebounding, but it's going to be paramount here for Wahoo to not give Auburn second chance points.
Oh yeah, I expect a low scoring game, which means rebounds are as important as they could possibly be.
Bulldogs trying to get it in. They throw it in. It's intercepted. Taken away by Hesser. 2-on-2 the other way. Elliott will drive inside. Shots up and good by Kyler Elliott. And the Warriors have their first lead. It's 5-3, 6:15 left to play here in the first. Wenzel with it in the backcourt again. Wahoo with this trapping defense. Three-quarter court. Now Binder will bring it across the timeline. He's run over there to the near sideline by Glock. Now Marcus will drop him off to Dylan Simons. Is going to pick him up one-on-one. Now around the perimeter it goes. It's Wenzel on the left side wing. Picked up there by Shada. Wenzel gets it up high to Leslie. Now Ligori with it. Guarded by Hesser. Double teamed out there. Warriors trying to force the turnover here, but Auburn able to get out of that trap. They'll swing it around the perimeter to Binder with it over in the left side corner. You can hear the Wahoo faithful behind us supporting their defense. Wenzel now has it up high. Back to Binder. Shada's guarding him for the moment. Now he'll pass him off to Hesser out in the middle of the floor. Binder works all the way to the right side wing. He'll hand off to Ligori. Now around the perimeter. Back to Wenzel, top of the key. Wenzel will drive into the free throw lane. His shot is deflected. A foul is going to be called, I think. No shot, though. Tyler to be on the floor.
Interesting call there. I'm not sure if there was a foul or if it were on the floor. But either way, looks like they'll be inbounding on the baseline here.
They got the foul on Shada. It's his first and the team's first. Warriors played defense for a minute there on that possession. 5:18 left to play here in the first. Auburn looking to throw it in. They get it up high to Wenzel. He's guarded by Keegan Brigham, who just checked into the game, and so did Jace Kaminsky. First two subs into the game for Wahoo, as has been typical at their first whistle, really, of the first quarter. Now Binder with it, guarded by Brigham, working to his right. In the corner again, it's Ligori. Hesser has him outside of that three-point line. Ligori driving into the free throw lane. His dribble is knocked away. It's loose and taken away. Marcus Glock with the steal. Up ahead, Jace Kaminsky. Right-hand layup is good. Kaminsky with his first two of the game, and Wahoo leads it 7-3. 4:40 left to play here in the first. Again, the Warriors slowing down Auburn with this three-quarter court pressure. And that's going to be 10 seconds, Tyler.
Wow.
Bulldogs took too long to get it across the timeline, and Wahoo forces a turnover.
Early on, Wahoo's defense doing exactly what they were doing to Concordia yesterday, taking away what they want to go with, making it tough for them to get any real good open looks at it. Wahoo defense working perfectly so far.
Barrett LaValle, a 6'1 senior, is checked in. He throws the ball inbounds to Kaminsky in the backcourt. 4:30 left to play in the first quarter. Warriors up 7-3. Glock with it over in the near side corner. Drives into the middle, gets a blocking foul. That may be on Binder. It will be interesting to keep an eye on that situation. It's only his first, so no issue yet. But if Wahoo is able to get Mav Binder in foul trouble, Tyler, as we talked about, he is their main ball handler. That's who the Auburn Bulldogs want to go to often. We're going to have a timeout taken by Auburn. 4:24 left in the first quarter. Wahoo up 7-3. It'll be Warriors ball when we come back in 30 seconds on Saunders County Online.
If you're looking for a new career, Dollar General is looking for you. Hiring all positions and all shifts, they are looking for you with a starting pay up to $22 an hour with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. You can find details by going to dollargeneral.com/careers or by texting DG Warehouse to 25,000. Must be 18 or older, but again, starting pay up to $22 an hour with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Contact them now, dollargeneral.com/careers. If you're looking for...
Welcome back here again to the Pinnacle Bank Arena at the C1 State Championship. Brian Abrahams and Tyler Chapelier with you as the Warriors lead Auburn 7-3 with 4 minutes and 24 seconds left to play in the first. Tyler, it's been a good start here for Wahoo, defensively specifically.
Yeah, just as I'd mentioned right before the break, their game plan's working out perfectly here. You know, Concordia yesterday trying to get it inside of the big guy, Wahoo taking that away. Now Auburn kind of likes to do the same thing, work the perimeter, drive, dribble, drive, kick. Wahoo taking everything away Auburn's trying to score with, and it's working out perfectly so far.
Warriors will throw it in from underneath their own basket on the baseline. Jace Kaminsky ready to throw it in for Wahoo. Kaminsky will lob it into Glock, almost stolen there. Marcus went up high to grab it, and then fires the three and hits it. Marcus Glock with his first point of the ball game. It's Wahoo 10, Auburn 3. More pressure here in the backcourt by Wahoo. Binder will finally get it across the timeline to Ligori on the right side wing. He picks up his dribble. Now it's Wenzel with it. Guarded by Glock. Spins into the free throw lane. His pass is tipped off the backboard, back into the hands of Wenzel. Then he tried to fire it underneath, and he threw it out of bounds. Good defense again by the Warriors. We're past the midway point here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Wahoo not a big three-point shooting team really overall, but they've knocked down two so far.
Brigham will bring it into the front court for Wahoo. Now it's Simons with it over in the left side corner. Simons up high to Glock at the top of the key. Around the perimeter, Kaminsky picks up his dribble. Now right side wing, Brigham. Out to Simons. Gillen looking for a little space to operate there. Gets rid of it to Brigham. Now Kaminsky into the free throw lane. Little floater is on the rim 2 times, no good. Up high for the rebound is Peyton Bowden. Bowden clears away the glass. No subs so far for Auburn here. They've played their starting 5 for the first almost 5 minutes of this game. 3:15 left in the first quarter. Wenzel has it up high. Now it's Binder with it. He'll fire a 3-pointer. That's in and out, no good. Rebound is tipped a couple of times. Warriors have it. And they almost turned it over in the backcourt, and they did. It was rebounded by Keegan Brigham. Got it to Barrett LaValle, and LaValle sort of got tied up with an Auburn Bulldog and ended up double dribbling with the basketball.
Yeah, not a horrible shot selection there from Mav Binder. Down 7 early on. Momentum's all in Wahoo's favor. He had an open look at a 3, just couldn't connect.
Hesser checks back into the game for Wahoo, and Nolan Gardner for the first time in for Auburn. He's a 6'7" junior. Bulldogs have the ball on the left side wing. It's Ligori with it. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half as he first quarter. He drives all the way down inside. Now pass is tipped and stolen away by Hesser. He'll take it to the other end, and a 2-hand stuff. Cody Hesser with a 2-hand run-out dunk. It's 12-3. Wahoo leads it by 9, 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Jim Weeks has called another timeout. We'll step away for 30 seconds, and we'll be back on Saunders County Online.
Stop at First Bank of Nebraska to get our new Wahoo Warrior branded debit card. Every transaction gives back to Wahoo Public Schools. All you need is a First Bank of Nebraska checking account and ask for the Warrior card. For more information, go to firstbankne.com. First Bank of Nebraska, serving our communities, investing in you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back here again. 2:43 left to play in the first quarter. Wahoo leading Auburn 12-3. Tyler, Auburn started this game on a 3-0 lead. My math is not great, but that makes this a 12-0 run for the Warriors.
Yeah, Warriors playing real well right now. A lot of confidence. You can see it on the court. They're feeling good. Auburn's playing pretty tight right now. I think they could feel the pressure here. We'll see what they can come up with out of the timeout.
It'll be Brenton Wenzel throwing it in for the Bulldogs. Gets it into the corner to Binder. His pass is kicked there by Hesser. That's a really tough place to take an inbounds, and he was lucky probably that ball was kicked and he didn't get forced into a turnover. Wahoo throwing on full court pressure as they have for the duration of this first quarter. Now Wenzel will spin out of the trap. He'll bring it up to midcourt, picks up his dribble, gets it across the timeline to Bowden. Peyton Bowden has their only points with a 3-pointer to start this ball game. It's Ligori with it now, picked up by Brigham on the left side wing. Brings it out up high to the top of the key where he's guarded by LaValle. Now he hands off to Wenzel. LaValle switches onto him, and now it's Binder, and LaValle guarding him as well. Wahoo switching all the screens here. Now LaValle will force Binder to his right, and we're going to get a blocking foul. That'll be on Barrett LaValle. It's his first. It's the team's second. But so far, Tyler, not a lot of breathing room for Auburn offensively in this first quarter as we expected.
Yeah, Wahoo coach doing a great job of rotating fresh legs in. Dylan back in the game now.
Yeah, Simons checks in as Auburn gets set to throw the ball in from the baseline. They get it into Ligori. 2:10 left to play in the first quarter. 12-3 Wahoo. Binder with it out up high. He's guarded by Kaminsky. He'll take him to his left, now to the free throw line. Kicks it out in the corner. 3-pointer is no good. Marcus Glock up high for the rebound. Quick outlet to Hesser. Has it on the right side wing. Wahoo into the offensive end already. It's Kaminsky with it right in front of us on the left wing. Now up high to Hesser. He'll work to the elbow, down to the free throw lane. Cody Hesser kicks it back out up high. Simons with it. Skips it near side to Kaminsky. Now around the perimeter. It's Hesser in the right side corner. Driving inside. Shot fake. Got his man off his feet. But Cody also started to stumble, which is too bad because he probably would have had an easy shot if he could have kept his balance. His shot was no good. Auburn grabbed the rebound. Under a minute and a half to play here in the first. Binder into the offensive end for Auburn. Hands it off to Wenzel into the free throw lane. Almost traveled with it. Now we're going to get a charging foul called on Nolan Gardner as he lowered his shoulder and ran right over Marcus Glock. Gardner picks up his first. It's the team's second. Good defense by Glock there. Shada and Elliott will check back in for Wahoo.
Yeah, it was a good thought by Nolan Gardner there for Auburn, trying to back down his man. Unfortunately, Glock, just very seasoned, high basketball IQ, took the charge.
Inbounds comes into Glock. He hands it to Kyler Elliott. 1:10 left to play in the first quarter. Glock with it on the right side of the wing. He'll shoot the three. That's good. Marcus Glock, a 45% three-point shooter, has knocked down 2 here in the first half. It's first quarter, actually. It's 15-3. Wahoo in front. 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 1. Simons guarding Binder over on the right side wing. Up high to Wenzel around the perimeter. This is Ligori with it in the left side corner, picked up by Shada. Ligori brings it out up high now to the top of the key. Glock switches onto him. Now it's Wenzel around the perimeter. Binder has it now on the right side. 30 seconds left here in the first. Wenzel at the top of the key. Looked in the corner to Bowden. Went to Ligori instead. Good defense there by Elliott. Guarding Ligori. Now we're going to get a reaching foul. That'll be on Kyler Elliott. He poked the ball away once and then tried to do it again. Tyler, probably a pretty good call with the reach on the second one. It's the first personal for Kyler Elliott. 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was great defense again by the Warriors there. Unfortunately, yeah, Kyler Elliott reached in a little too aggressively there, but still great defense.
Bulldogs will throw it in with 20 seconds left. They get it into Binder. Now at the top of the key, Matt Binder working there. They're trying to isolate him. Good defense there by Dylan Simons. They had one-on-one, and Simons turned him away. Had to dump it off to Wenzel. Now it's down into the corner, back to Wenzel. Up high, Ligori working to the free throw line. Little floater is no good. Rebound is tipped out of bounds. 1/10 of a second left. It'll be Auburn basketball. They'll throw it in on the baseline under their own hoop. If you're Wahoo, you got to get a hand on this and just try to tip it somewhere. And that'll bring the 6'7" Nolan Gardner in off the bench. See, Tyler, if they might try to lob it to him, it's going to be guarded, it looks like, by Shada. Binder will throw it in. Bowden with the catch and the shot. It's no good. Wouldn't have counted anyway. What a first quarter for Wahoo defensively. They hold Auburn to 3 points. They lead it 15-3 as we head to the second quarter. You're listening to Warriors State Championship Basketball on Saunders County Online.
The outcome of a legal case can have long-lasting ramifications on your finances, quality of life, and community standing. Choosing the right law firm to represent your interests and your rights is of the utmost importance. The law offices of Brome, Lindell, Freeman County, and Gloucester traces its history of providing legal services to residents of eastern Nebraska back to 1893. So give us a call at 402-443-3225 or stop into our office in downtown Wahoo, Nebraska today.
Welcome back here again to the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Brian Abrahams and Tyler Chapelier with you. Tyler, that first quarter for Wahoo really couldn't have gone a whole lot better. 15-3, they ended the quarter on a 15-0 run. The key here is going to be obviously to sustain that because you know Auburn is not going to go away easily.
Yeah, and really Wahoo's just taking what Auburn's giving them in terms of Glock's 2 3-point shots. He got the ball right behind the 3-point line. No one really came up and got in his face, and he's just saying, hey, if you're going to give me that space, I'm going to take the shot. And he's got a quick release, and he's knocked both of them down. So Wahoo really not fighting real hard. You know, they're just kind of taking what Auburn's given them at this point.
3 3-pointers in that first quarter for Wahoo. They made 2 in the first 2 games of the state tournament combined. Bulldogs will throw it in. It's Auburn ball to start the second quarter. They get it into Mav Binder. He'll work against Dylan Simons. Now Binder to his right, hands it to Ligori. Simons switches on to him. Again, Wahoo continue to switch everything. Simons with the steals. He poked it away from Wenzel. He'll take it to the other end. Shot, no. The follow is no good by Elliott. He'll try one more. That's also off. Rebound still tipped around. Shada, no. Simons, yes. I don't think it's going to count. 4 offensive rebounds for Wahoo. Finally, actually, the last one for Simons won't count. They called a foul as Shada put his follow shot up.
Dylan Simons just all over he's got such quick hands. How many balls have we seen him poke away this tournament, or the tournament this weekend?
Yeah, he's been really, really good. Shada misses the first free throw. He's at the line shooting 2. The foul was called on Britton Wenzel. His first personal, and it's the team's first here in the second quarter. Eli Shada, the lefty, with another free throw attempt. That one is good. Hit the rim a couple of times, eventually fell through, and the Warriors' lead is now 13 points, 16-3. Just about 30 seconds gone by here in quarter number 2. Bulldogs will get it across the timeline. Ligori with it out at the top of the key. He'll hand off to Binder, who brings it into the middle of the court. Binder working now all the way over to his left, working against Kyler Elliott. Elliott Forces him down into the free throw lane. Ball's kicked out of the corner for three. That's good. That's Peyton Bowden with his second three-pointer of the ball game. That's the only points for Auburn so far. 16-6. 1 minute gone here in the second as Glock drives inside, kicks it to Simons in the corner for three. No good. Glock with the offensive rebound. He'll take it down into the free throw lane, puts up a runner. No, trying to grab the rebound. It's tipped away from him and controlled by Auburn. Pretty good look there for Marcus as Binder brings it across the timeline for the Bulldogs. Mav Binder working to his left, guarded there by Elliott. Now into the free throw lane. We're going to get a whistle and a foul. This is where Mav Binder is going to try to take over, I think, Tyler. Try to start to draw some contact. Pardon me, Kyler Elliott picks up his second.
Yeah, he really has no choice. Binder's the leader of the team. The offense runs through him. He's going to have to get it going if Auburn is going to have a chance here.
Inbounds pass right underneath to Cam Leslie. He had a shot blocked by the Warriors. Now the Warriors bring it into the other end. I think it was Glock or Hesser that got a hand on it. Now Glock will drive inside. Floater, no. Shada with the offensive rebound. Warriors keep the possession. Elliott drives into the free throw lane. Jump stop, shot blocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Wahoo. 6:21 left to play here in the first half. Warriors up 16-6. And Dylan Simons will throw it in for Wahoo on the baseline. Simons still trying to get it in. Now he'll go up high to Elliott. Got a whistle away from the ball, and that's going to be on Wenzel, who was fighting for position with Marcus Glock. And for Brenton Wenzel, I believe that'll be his second personal. It is the case, excuse me, and the team's second as well. Again, a baseline inbound for Wahoo. Ball is tipped, but into the hands of Glock. He'll have it over here on the left side wing, into the corner to Hesser. Hesser works back toward the top of the key. Now Simons with it back to Glock on the left wing. A couple of steps beyond that three-point line. Marcus driving inside. Hands off to Elliott. Now it's Hesser. Shot fake. Wanted to drive inside. Decided against it. Now it's up high with Simons. Simons back to Hesser on the left wing. Now Elliott up high to Shada. He fakes the three. Now goes left wing again to Simons. Crossover dribble toward the baseline. Back to Shada. Wahoo really being very patient here on this offensive possession. Now it's Glock with it. Marcus into the right side corner to Hesser. Hesser picks up his dribble, looking for some help. Goes back out near midcourt to Glock. Glock will drive into the free throw lane. Little left-hand floater. That's off the mark. No good. The rebound is controlled by Auburn. Mav Binder comes out of there with it. He wants to hurry. It's 2-on-2 the other way as Binder spins inside. Shot no good, but he's fouled. He will go to the free throw line.
And that was a great defensive set there for Auburn as Wahoo, yes, was being patient, but Auburn not giving them a lot of opportunity there for open looks. They get the defensive rebound and busted down to the other end of the court.
Foul's called on Cody Hesser. It's his first personal. It's the second team foul on Wahoo here in the second quarter. And it's going to send Mav Binder to the free throw line for the first time in the ball game. He'll shoot two. The first one is good. Barrett LaValle and Jace Kaminsky back into the game for Wahoo. Also, Keegan Brigham has checked back in. One more free throw for Binder. That one's good. So he gets them both. Wahoo now leads it by 16-8 with 5 minutes and 26 seconds left to play in the first half. Now we're going to see full court pressure here. Looks like man-to-man pressure from Auburn. Warriors get it into Glock. Marcus waves everybody away. He'll bring it up to half court himself. He's guarded by Ligori. Now Bowden switches onto him as he brings it across the timeline. Now it's Kaminsky with it. Out near midcourt for the Warriors. Trying to set up the play to attack this Auburn man-to-man defense. Kaminsky over on the left side wing. They'll go out up high to LaValle. Now Simons with it. Dylan right in front of the Auburn bench. Gets it to Glock out in between the circles. Marcus over here to the near side wing to Kaminsky. Jace will drive all the way inside. Puts a shot up. No. Got to the basket. Couldn't finish. Auburn with the rebound. Again, the Bulldogs forcing a tough shot. Makeable shot really for Wahoo. And now Binder brings it back across the timeline. Binder all the way to the baseline. He'll go out up high to Lance Binder. First time we've called his name. He is a 6-foot junior. Ligori with it for the Bulldogs, working there against Glock. Liguori back out to the top of the key. Jace Kaminsky switches onto him, and Liguori drives it all the way to that right baseline. Kicks it up high to Mav Binder. Now it's Bowden. He's got 2 threes. He'll try another one. That is no good. Dylan Simons grabs the rebound. Warriors try to hurry to get into the offensive end before Auburn sets up their defense. They weren't able to do so. Now they'll have to run through the man-to-man offense. LaValle with him in the left corner. Inside to Simons. Good shot fakers. Dylan powers his way inside, and he puts it up and in. Dylan Simons with 5 now in the ballgame. He's just a really big body in there. Tyler, he's strong. Did a good job establishing position and a good finish.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a tough shot that Dylan Simons ended up making look real easy.
And now Simons comes away with another steal. Ball is loose. He grabs it, shovels it forward. Up ahead, Kaminsky, and the pass is tipped and stolen away. He got it to Brigham, who tried to bounce it to Kaminsky, and Auburn got it right back. 3:25 left to play in the first half. Wahoo's lead is 10 again. It's 18-8. Binder over on the left side wing. He'll bring it to the top of the key. Guarded there by LaValle all the way over to the right side corner. LaValle stays with him as Binder picks up his dribble. Into the corner to Liguori, then right back to Binder as we approach the 3-minute mark of the half. Good crossover dribble there by Matt Binder. Drives inside, puts it up and in.
Wow.
That's a tough finish. Good discipline there by Dylan Simons not to commit the foul and make it a 3-point opportunity. Binder with his first basket of the ball game. It's 18-10.
Good job by Auburn weathering the storm early on here. Seems like they've kind of settled in defensively against Wahoo.
Marcus Glock's going to fire a 3 from the near wing. That's no good. Rebound is tipped by Glock, but controlled by Auburn. Cameron Leslie came out of there with it. Again, hands off to Binder. 2:33 left to play in the first half as Binder crosses half court. He's guarded by Simons. Binder on the left wing. Now in the corner to Bowden. Up high to Liguori. Thought about the 3. He'll work against LaValle instead. Driving him down inside. Spins into the middle of that Wahoo defense. Now kicks it out. It's Binder with it to Liguori on the left wing. Again, LaValle will guard him a couple of steps beyond that 3-point line. They're working around the perimeter to the right side. Binder, a step back 3-pointer is good. Mav Binder with a 3-point basket. Kevin Sheaf with a timeout. Wahoo once led it by 13. It's now a 5-point game. 18-13. 2:06 left to play in the first half. We'll step away for 30 seconds. We'll be back on Saunders County Online.
Medicine Man Pharmacy, we aspire to be the pharmacy provider confidently chosen by our clients for their family's everyday health needs because of our expertise, integrity, and honestly, consistently exceeding their expectations. Reliability, bright spot, value, integrity, community building, and so much more can be found at Medicine Man Pharmacy of Wahoo.
Welcome back here again to the Pinnacle Bank Arena. 2:06 left to play in the first half. Wahoo leading Auburn 18-13. But the Bulldogs clawing their way back here. They've outscored Wahoo 10-3 in this second quarter. The Warriors just with one basket. It was the 2-pointer by Simons about 45 seconds ago, Tyler. Wahoo's going to have the ball. What do they need to do here offensively to get a good look?
Well, offensively, I think they just need to remain patient, and as I'd mentioned yesterday in the Wahoo game, seems like the Warriors' offense runs a little smoother when Glock looks to be a facilitator first and let everybody else kind of rotate around him and then let him to decide, do I need to kick it out or do I need to attack to score?
Warriors throw it in, bringing it up the court. It'll be Cody Hesser. Hesser guarded out high by Bode. Now right side corner to LaValle. See what Coach Sheaf drew up here in the timeout. Try to get a easy bucket. Now the ball is turned over. Steal by Matt Binder. The other way goes Leslie all the way down inside. His shot's up and good. Cameron Leslie with his first 2. I'm confident that's not what the Warriors had in mind. It's now a 3-point game, 18-15. 95 seconds left to play here in the first half as Glock brings it back into the front court. To Kaminsky on the left side wing. Up high to Hesser. 3 subs at the scorer's table for Wahoo. Hesser will cut off of the pass down into the corner. Now back to Hesser. He's got it deep in that corner. Up high to Glock. Marcus working into the middle of the floor. Driving inside. Left-hand shot. No good. Glock just hasn't been able to find it from inside of the arc here in this ball game. Auburn's done a good job making him shoot tough shots. Shots he probably could make. Now Binder will go to work. On the left side wing in the corner. 3-pointer. That's partially blocked. Rebound is tipped by Hesser, and he lost it out of bounds. Unfortunate break there for Wahoo. Simons, Shada, and Elliott will check back into the game. So the Warriors with their starters on the floor. 57.4 seconds left in the first half. Auburn will inbound it underneath their own basket. They get it up high to Ligori out near midcourt. Guarded by Glock. Now he'll work over to his right. Elliott switches onto him. Still on the dribble is Ligori. Hands off to Binder at the top of the key. Dylan Simons steps outside of that three-point line to guard Binder, who now works over to his left. Eli Shada switches onto him in front of the Warriors bench. Now Binder will bring it back to the right side. He's guarded by Glock. Wahoo continuing to switch everything out up high. Binder with 30 seconds left. Got it to Ligori. Ligori will get it right back to him, and I think Coach Weeks might want his ball club to hold it for the final shot here. As we get down to 20 seconds left, Marcus Glock out near Mav Binder. Not a 5-second count yet as Binder works near the half-court line. Down to 10 seconds left. Binder guarded by Glock, waiting to get started. Now down to 6. He'll get the screen from Ligori. He's going to fire a deep three-pointer. That's good. Mav Binder has tied the ball game with about a 30-foot three-pointer at the halftime buzzer. And Tyler, what a tale of two quarters.
Yeah, it really was. Wahoo coming out of the gates with their hair on fire, getting out to, what was it, a 12-point lead at one point, and now Mav Binder and the 28-0, don't forget, Auburn Bulldogs tie it up right at halftime, and, well, that's why they're undefeated, and they are who they are. They're a very tough team led by Mav Binder, and he kind of showed why they're heading into the locker room at halftime.
Both teams scored 18 points in that first half. They did it in two very different ways. It was 15-3 Wahoo at the end of the first quarter, and then Auburn outscored Wahoo 15-3 in the second quarter. So we're tied at halftime. We'll step away for a couple of minutes, turn it over to our sponsors. We'll come back to the Pinnacle Bank Arena to recap the first half here on Saunders County Online.
Oil and Propane is continuing to be family run and owned for 60 years. OOP Inc. is your Wahoo supplier for gas, diesel, propane, oil, grease, and products for your yard and acreage, including seed, fertilizer, and sprays to help keep your lawn and pastures beautiful. Find them online at oopinkwahoo.com, call 402-443-3563, or stop by 3288 Ponderosa Drive. OOP Inc. serving for 60 years thanks to you.
South Haven Living Center in Wahoo is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Recognized as a great place to work, the folks at South Haven know the importance of teamwork and the reward that comes from serving older adults. If you're looking for senior care or a rewarding career with a Nebraska-based company, give them a call or check them out online, southaven-wahoo.com. Wahoo State Bank gives you the home team advantage. From the beginning of your financial experience with Penny Partners, Kids Club with Richie Rover, to student checking for those age 15 through 25, offering a variety of benefits that make banking easy when you're home or away, or if you're looking to finance the future home. Wahoo State Bank has the home team to work with you through life. Member FDIC.
Lent season is here at the Wahoo DQ. We have a wild Alaskan fish sandwich. Get it in a meal with fries and a drink. We have a popcorn shrimp basket, which includes fries and a cocktail sauce. And finish your meal with a cool treat. Sundaes, blizzards, malts, and shakes are everyone's favorites. Stop in or order yours ahead using the DQ app, and we'll have it ready when you arrive. The Wahoo DQ, located at 1122 North Chestnut in Wahoo.
The mayor of Wahoo, Jerry Johnson, wants to wish all boys at state basketball tournament this weekend good luck, but of course, to the Wahoo Warriors, go blue and bring home the gold. New career, Dollar General is looking for you. Hiring all positions and all shifts, they are looking for you with a starting pay up to $22 an hour with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. You can find details by going to dollargeneral.com/careers or by texting DG Warehouse to 25,000. Must be 18 or older, but again, starting pay up to $22 an hour with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Contact them now, dollargeneral.com/careers. If you're looking for
First Bank of Nebraska to get our new Wahoo Warrior branded debit card. Every transaction gives back to Wahoo Public Schools. All you need is a First Bank of Nebraska checking account and ask for the Warrior Card. For more information, go to firstbankne.com. First Bank of Nebraska, serving our communities, investing in you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The outcome of a legal case can have long-lasting ramifications on your finances, quality of life, and community standing. Choosing the right law firm to represent your interests and your rights is of the utmost importance. The law offices of Brome, Lindell, Freeman County, and Gloucester traces its history of providing legal services to residents of eastern Nebraska back to 1893. So give us a call at 402-443-3225 or stop into our office in downtown Wahoo, Nebraska today.
At Medicine Man Pharmacy, we aspire to be the pharmacy provider confidently chosen by our clients for their family's everyday health needs because of our expertise, integrity, and honestly, consistently exceeding their expectations. Reliability, bright spot, value, integrity, community building, and so much more can be found at Medicine Man Pharmacy of Wahoo.
Hot Oil and Propane is continuing to be family run and owned for 60 years. OOP Inc. is your Wahoo supplier for gas, diesel, propane, oil, grease, and products for your yard and acreage, including seed, fertilizer, and sprays to help keep your lawn and pastures beautiful. Find them online at oopinkwahoo.com, call 402-443-3563, or stop by 3288 Ponderosa Drive. OOP Inc. serving for 60 years thanks to you.
South Haven Living Center in Wahoo is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Recognized as a great place to work, the folks at South Haven know the importance of teamwork and the reward that comes from serving older adults. If you're looking for senior care or a rewarding career with a Nebraska-based company, give them a call or check them out online, southaven-wahoo.com.
Welcome back here to the Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's halftime. The Class C1 state championship game, Wahoo and Auburn are tied at 18. Let's take a look, Tyler, at some of the first half stats. We can recap the individual scoring first, then maybe dig a little bit deeper into it. The Warriors have 6 different players that have scored. 6 for Marcus Glock on a pair of 3-pointers. Dylan Simons with 5. 2 points for Kyler Elliott, Cody Hesser, and Jace Kaminsky, and Eli Shada has 1. The Warriors have only attempted 2 free throws. They were both by Shada. He got 1 out of 2. Wahoo, as I mentioned before the break, scored 15 in the first quarter and 3 in the second. For Auburn, just 3 players have scored so far. Maverick Binder already in double digits. He's got 10 points, all of them in that second quarter. A pair of 3-pointers, a 2-pointer, and 2 free throws for Binder. Peyton Bowden has 6. He knocked down 2 3-pointers in that first half. And Cameron Leslie is the only other player with points. He's got 2. Auburn scored 3 in the first quarter. They scored 15 in the second quarter, and they stormed back, Tyler, just like we thought that they would. You don't make it to 6 straight state championship games and not have a little bit of resiliency. And, Auburn, we expected that they were not going to just roll over, and Wahoo didn't think they were either. Don't get me wrong here. But now, if you're the Warriors, taking a look at the first half, what key statistics do you see that Wahoo can improve on to get a win here?
Well, the one thing that stands out to me in particular is Marcus Glock not even going to the free throw line yet. Leads the state in free throws made, and you got to find a way to get him to the free throw line, draw some contact, get those 3-point plays, potentially 4-point plays, but mainly, Glock's better when he's in the lane creating contact, and he can get to the line. I mean, yesterday he was, 14 for 15, and that really, really helped add on to Wahoo's lead there. So that's just the first thing I noticed there, is he hasn't been to the line yet, so you'd like to see that a little bit more. As far as rebounds go, Wahoo's doing great offensively speaking. They have 7 offensive rebounds and only 4 defensive rebounds, so that tells me Auburn there in that second quarter was getting a lot of probably second, third chances at scoring there on the offensive end. So I guess on the defensive end, Wahoo probably needs to do a better job of blocking out and just cleaning up the boards there.
Saw a couple of rebounds that were just sort of tipped out of bounds that ended up staying with Auburn there. But I want to go back to Glock because he's been trying to drive inside and get himself to the free throw line, to be real honest with you. He's 2 out of 7, as you said, so he's missed 5 times. All of them have been inside of the paint, driving, trying that little left-hand floater a little bit, but attacking the basket. Officials haven't called a ton of contact really for either team. Only 4 fouls for Auburn in that first half and 5 for Wahoo, so they really have been letting both sides play. If you're Wahoo, if you're Marcus Glock, if you are Dylan Simons trying to get inside, got to switch your mentality maybe a little bit as far as like, okay, if I'm going to attack, I know they're going to hit me. It's probably not going to be called, but I still got to finish.
Yeah, a lot of the time on those missed shots from Glock, he's starting with the ball, working off the picks, driving in the lane. I'll be interested to see if maybe Glock works a little bit off the ball, without the ball, off the picks, and tries to get the ball, pass to him on those inside lanes, on those passing lanes, near the hoop. So we'll see if maybe just Glock can start with the ball a little closer to the hoop, something along those lines, or maybe just get someone else involved altogether. Dylan Simons, a big, powerful presence underneath the hoop. Maybe Wahoo can work on getting it in down low and really slowing things down. I know that's where Auburn likes to live a little bit too, grind things out. Really have to earn those points.
Another thing I think that it's important to point out here in that second quarter with Wahoo, they only made 1 basket. They made the free throw on the other point. They didn't have a chance to get their full court press or 3/4 court press set up here and slow Auburn down and really make them uncomfortable. I think that was really important in the first quarter to be able to do that. Obviously, Wahoo made a lot of shots and then immediately threw on that pressure. Not necessarily a trapping and trying to force steals. Certainly they've got long arms and they're going to knock some balls away in the backcourt, but really it was just more to slow Auburn down, and they didn't get a chance to do that in the second quarter. Yeah,
they really didn't. It seemed like out of the gates, Auburn was maybe a little taken back by Wahoo's height and length and athleticism. They were having a real tough time there in the first quarter, really even crossing half court a lot of the time. There in the second quarter, as I'd mentioned, Auburn did a great job of adjusting. There's always that kind of feeling out process early in the game. Wahoo took advantage. They were a little more comfortable early on. You could tell Auburn trying to get their sea legs under them, if you will. And they did a great job there in the second quarter adjusting. They have a lot of great ball handlers on Auburn between Ligori and obviously Mav Binder, Peyton Bowden, so Auburn 28-0 on the season. They've got a lot of ball players, so I think they've done a really good job of adjusting to Wahoo's defense. So I think Wahoo is more or less going to have to readjust here in the second half and see if Auburn can kind of recalibrate to that.
Both teams are out of their halftime locker rooms. And we've got a little bit less than 2 minutes before we resume play here with the start of our third quarter. So why don't we, one more time, send it back to our sponsors. Thank you to our sponsors, by the way, for allowing us and helping us to bring you this broadcast. We'll send it back to our sponsors one more time. When we come back, we'll have the start of the third quarter here on Saunders County Online.
Oil and Propane is continuing to be family run and owned for 60 years. OOP Inc. is your Wahoo supplier for gas, diesel, propane, oil, grease, and products for your yard and acreage, including seed, fertilizer, and sprays to help keep your lawn and pastures beautiful. Find them online at oopinkwahoo.com, call 402-443-3563, or stop by 3288 Ponderosa Drive. OOP Inc. serving for 60 years thanks to you.
South Haven Living Center in Wahoo is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Recognized as a great place to work, the folks at South Haven know the importance of teamwork and the reward that comes from serving older adults. If you're looking for senior care or a rewarding career with a Nebraska-based company, give them a call or check them out online, southaven-wahoo.com.
And we're back here at the Pinnacle Bank Arena, 18-18, all level as we get ready for the start of quarter number 3. Wahoo trying to win the C1 state title for the first time since 2018. Wahoo and Auburn, trying to win their first title since 2021 and trying to avoid 3 years in a row, finishing as the runner-ups. It'll be Wahoo basketball to start. Quarter number 3. No real foul trouble to speak of for either team. Kyler Elliott has 2 and Brenton Wenzel has 2. That's the only players with more than 1. I talked about it, not many fouls called at all in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, you like to see the referees let the guys play here, especially in a championship game, but you hope that the correct fouls are called if there is some contact on the lane at the same time. So a fine balance there, but overall, I think they've let them play, and, it's been a pretty good rhythm, pretty good pace in the game so far.
Tyler, how much advantage does Auburn have having been here 5 years in a row? Many of these players have probably been to the last 2 or 3 versus Wahoo. These specific players have not been in this situation, in your opinion.
Well, it's certainly an advantage, I would say, coming in, but at this point, you would have to think the nerves have shaken off and both teams are kind of ready to go.
Now it's just basketball, and the Warriors have it first. They get it inside to Simons, and they're going to say he traveled with it. Dillon tried to drive on the baseline, opposite end of the floor from us. It looked like he got bumped a little bit, and that's kind of what Coach Sheaf is arguing over there, but the official called the walk. So a dead ball, a turnover, but it leads to a dead ball, and Wahoo at least will be able to throw on this pressure that worked for them in the first quarter. Bulldogs will get it across the timeline. Ligori bounce pass here to the near side to Wenzel. Almost threw it into press row, but Wenzel able to grab it. Now it's back out of high to Binder. He really got hot in that second quarter. We'll see what Wahoo's going to do here to try and slow him down. Binder, big jump stop into the free throw lane. Now hands off. It's Wenzel with it. Back to Binder. It's tipped away. Hesser sprints to the other end. His dribble is poked away. Good hands by Mav Binder. Missed opportunity there for the Warriors as Binder saves the layup for his teammates, and now Auburn will go back to work. 50 seconds gone here in the third quarter. No shots yet for either team. Binder working with it out up high. Started this time by Kyler Elliott out near half court. Now he'll dribble over to his left. Shada switches onto him. Nice look underneath. Their shot is no good by Leslie, but he's knocked to the floor hard. And he'll shoot free throws. It's going to be Eli Shada with the foul.
That's a good little no-look pass there by Binder to find Cameron Leslie under the hoop wide open.
So Leslie with 2 points in the game so far. He'll head to the free throw line for the first time. First one on this trip is no good. That's the first missed free throw of the game for Auburn. They had only attempted 2 in the first half, both by Binder. Score is still tied. 6:55 left to play in the third. Cameron Leslie shooting one more. 6' 1" junior. That one is good. He gets 1 out of 2, and Auburn has their first lead, Tyler, since they led it 3-0. Simons will bring it into the front court for the Warriors. Right side to Hesser. Thought about the 3. A little early in the possession, I suppose. He was wide open, but he put it on the floor instead. Now they go inside to Elliott. That's a good call. Kyler Elliott pushed in the back. That's on Brenton Wenzel. That's his third. So we'll have to be careful here, and he's going to come out of the ballgame, it looks like, as Lance Binder, his 6' junior, will check in.
Yeah, that was a good call. Brenton Wenzel's arms obviously fully extended there.
Pushed Elliott right in the back. Now the Warriors will throw it in underneath. They got it to Glock, and he puts it up and in. Nice to see Marcus get a 2-pointer go. Wahoo has regained the lead, 20-19. Good set play there and a good finish, again, through contact by Glock. Wahoo with this backcourt pressure. Finally, the ball was brought across the timeline by Auburn. Now it's Binder with it, working out up high against Simon. So bring him over to the left side. Hands off to Ligori, who's guarded by Elliott. Ligori working out now to the middle of the floor, to the top of the key. Still on the dribble, all the way to the right side of the wing. Ligori will drive inside, puts up a shot. It's good. Good patience there by Nixon Ligori, his first 2 of the ball game. And the lead goes back to Auburn, 21-20. Hesser with it out up high for the Warriors. Left side wing to Glock. Marcus will drive inside. His dribble is poked away. Again, Kevin Sheaf arguing that he was hit on the hand. The officials with no whistle there, and Auburn has the basketball back. Another turnover for the Warriors. 5:40 left to play in the third quarter. Mav Binder spins into the free throw lane. Nice pass down underneath. Shot is up and good. That's Leslie with the finish. And Kevin Sheaf with a timeout. Wahoo trails it by 3. It's 23-20, but Auburn's offense starting to get rolling a little bit here. They're looking much more comfortable. 5:32 left to play in the third quarter. We're back in 30 seconds on Saunders County Online.
Wahoo State Bank gives you the home team advantage. From the beginning of your financial experience with Penny Partners, Kids Club with Richie Rover, to student checking for those age 15 through 25, offering a variety of benefits that make banking easy when you're home or away, or if you're looking to finance the future home. Wahoo State Bank has the home team to work with you through life. Member FDIC.
And welcome back. Just about 2.5 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Auburn with a couple of buckets has extended their lead. Now it's 23-20. Still a very close ball game here, but as I said, Tyler, the Bulldogs getting a little bit comfortable in their offense. The baskets are coming a little easier.
Yeah, I was going to say Auburn able to come down the court and run a couple set plays beautifully to execution.
Warriors into the offensive end. They go underneath. Glock posted up inside, is going to be fouled from behind. You kind of get a feeling this is going to be the focus now. We're going to try to get the ball inside, try to get some fouls. That's going to be called on Nixon Ligori. It's only his first. As I said earlier, nobody in real foul trouble except for Brenton Wenzel, who, by the way, is back out on the floor. As Keegan Brigham and Jace Kaminsky check back into the ball game. Wahoo will throw it in. Kaminsky gets it up high. That's Hesser with it. Glock was posted up for a moment. They didn't see him. Now Marcus steps out into the left side corner to get the ball. Up high to Hesser around the perimeter. This is Simons. Dillon drives into the free throw lane, kicks it out to Hesser on the left side wing. Hesser up high, Brigham. Now Simons in the right side corner. Guarded by Bowden. Simons into the post to Glock. Marcus spins inside. Shot again, no good. A lot of contact. Couldn't get the bucket to fall. Auburn clears away the rebound. They're going to keep going to that because eventually those are going to start dropping. Binder down inside. Shot up good, and he's fouled.
Strong layup there by Mav Binder. Wahoo's got to keep in mind stop ball. Binder brought the ball all the way down the court, all the way to the hoop before he was confronted.
They called the foul on Simons. It's his first and the team's first. Binder at the free throw line, shooting one free throw. This could give his team a 6-point lead. And you know that Coach Sheaf is going to start asking Tyler for those same calls on the other end. The free throw by Binder is good. There was not all that much contact compared to what we've been seeing on the other side, so I'm sure that all the Wahoo coaching staff wants to see is fair. Jace Kaminsky will throw it in. Auburn throwing on full court man-to-man pressure. Ball's thrown in, then back to Kaminsky. He's guarded by Binder. Binder backs all the way back to half court as Kaminsky brings it across the timeline. It's a 6-point lead for Auburn, 26-20, and a foul called as Marcus Glock was trying to establish position there inside. I think they're going to get this on Lance Binder. That is the case. It's his first. Glock is working so hard to try to get himself inside there. The officials called it. It's only the team's third, so no free throws coming yet. 4.5 minutes left to play here in the third. Simon's going to fire the three from the wing. That's no good. Auburn looked content to let him shoot that. We're going to get a foul called on the rebound. That's Barrett LaValle with his second.
Yeah, not a bad look there by Dylan Simons, wide open there for the three-point shot, and he knocked one down to start things off. Not a bad look.
Timeout. This is, I believe, going to be a media timeout here, Tyler. 4:26 left to play in the third. Auburn leads at 26-20. It'll be Bulldog basketball when we come back on Saunders County Online.
Season is here at the Wahoo DQ. We have a wild Alaskan fish sandwich. Get it in a meal with fries and a drink. We have a popcorn shrimp basket, which includes fries and a cocktail sauce. And finish your meal with a cool treat. Sundays, blizzards, malts, and shakes are everyone's favorites. Stop in or order yours ahead using the DQ app, and we'll have it ready when you arrive. The Wahoo DQ, located at 1122 North Chestnut in Wahoo.
And we're back here at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. 4:26 left in the third quarter. Auburn leading Wahoo 26-20. Warriors with only 2 points here in this third quarter so far. Auburn has scored 8. Tyler, what do the Warriors need to do really on the offensive end to find they hit some big three-pointers in that first half. Haven't really been able to get anything going since.
Yeah, it seems to me just that the first couple glances here at it coming out of the half, the set offense, Wahoo really slowing down, not working real well. I don't know if they want to try and pick up the tempo maybe in transition here, but when they're slowing down, Auburn has kind of caught on to the game plan, and Auburn's doing a real good job defensively.
Warriors will throw on their backcourt pressure. Auburn bringing it up to the half-court line as Wenzel gets it across the timeline, finds Binder. Wahoo may have switched to a zone defense here, Tyler. Time to mix it up here out of that man-to-man. They're in the 1-3-1 zone. Ligori with it out up high. At the top of that zone is Simons. Out into the corner, Wenzel. Might have got away with steps over here on the near side. Now it's Ligori with it. Auburn being very content playing catch 30, 35 feet from the basket. Ligori steps through a double team, bounces it. Now it's Binder with it. Over in the corner to Wenzel. He's trapped over there right in front of his own bench. Got it back out up high to Binder. Binder at the half-court line, near side to Ligori. That's a three-pointer, and that is no good. That is exactly the shot that Wahoo wanted Auburn to take. We're going to get a whistle, and let's see. It's going to be a timeout called by Marcus Glock, I think. Good hustle there by Glock to grab that defensive rebound. Hang on. This might be a foul. Pardon me, it's going to be a foul. I thought it was a timeout by Glock, but the official from the backside said a foul first.
I agree with you, Brian. It looked like Glock was calling for a timeout on the ground.
So the foul is called on Leslie. It's his first and the team's fourth. Hesser back into the game for Wahoo. He'll replace Dylan Simons. The Warriors get the defensive stop they've been looking for now. Trying to figure out where is this offense going to come from. 3.5 minutes left to play in the third. It's 26-20. Around the perimeter to Kaminsky in the right side corner. Now up high to Hesser. He'll dribble down the free throw lane. Kicks it out around into the corner. Now up high. LaValle had it. Back to Hesser. Now Kaminsky. Kaminsky will hand off to Glock outside of the three-point line on the wing. Marcus with a deep three-pointer. That's no good. Off the front rim there, and I think Auburn, as I said earlier, is probably very content with Marcus shooting that shot. It was a contested three instead of on the attack. Auburn here to the near side with Wenzel. Now out to Leslie, to Ligori. Again, Wahoo staying with this zone defense, trapping everything in the corners. They get it to Binder in front of the Auburn bench. Now down inside to Bowden, and Bowden's going to be fouled. Jace Kaminsky jumped up to block the shot. Bowden did a shot fake, Tyler, and Kaminsky came down on top of him. They're going to say it was not on the shot, however, it's on the floor.
Yeah, Kaminsky can jump really, really high by the looks of it, just a little too early there.
Simons back into the game. He will replace Brigham. Inbounds is taken away. Good hands there by Hesser on the steal. Warriors with the turnover. Let's see if they can capitalize. 2:30 left in the third. It's 26-20. Ball inside to Glock. Right hand finish is good. That's a nice little set play there. Glock curling hard off of that screen. Got the bucket. He's got 10. The lead for Auburn is down to 4. 26-22.
That's kind of what I was talking about coming out of the half, getting Glock the ball in motion off of a pick instead of him dribbling off of a pick.
Binder lobs it down into the corner to Bowden. Bowden into the high post to Leslie and put the ball on the floor. We're going to get a whistle, and let's see what the call is. That's a tie-up. The arrow does favor Auburn, but a nice job. I think that was Kyler Elliott that came in there and got his hands on the ball. So basketball stays with Auburn. 2:01 left here in the third.
I was afraid they were going to call a penalty on that, or a foul, excuse me. But good call by the referee there. That was a tie-up.
Bowden will throw it in to Ligori deep in the corner. Gets it up high to Binder. Maverick Binder dribbles out near midcourt. Now skips it near side to Wenzel. Wenzel spins around Hesser. Back to Binder. Down into the corner. This is Ligori. He'll drive inside. Shot blocked by Simons. Ball's loose on the floor. Somehow Leslie came out of there with it, and he went to put it up right away, and he was fouled. Good heads-up play there by Cameron Leslie. Foul's going to be called on Kyler Elliott.
Yeah, a lot of bodies on the floor here the last couple possessions from both squads.
Kyler Elliott has just picked up his third, and that will send Cameron Leslie at the line for Auburn to shoot 2. First one is good. Leslie has provided some nice offensive support here in place of Nixon Ligori, who's been pretty quiet. Cameron Leslie has 6. It's 27-22 now. Auburn in front. Now 28-22 as Leslie gets them both. They did leave Elliott on the floor with his 3 personal fouls, and a minute and a half to play here in the third. Kaminsky on the right wing for Wahoo, hands off to Simons. Simons skips it far side, now it's Kaminsky and with it on the left wing. Up high to Simons at the top of the key, back to Kaminsky. Now inside there, good cut by Elliott, shots up and good. Tyler Elliott with his first 2 since the first quarter. Same thing we saw, Tyler, a screen curling off that screen and diving down to the basket. Going to get a foul called in the backcourt here on Wahoo. This one's going to be whistled on Cody Hesser. He picks up his second. It's the team's 6th, so that'll send Brenton Wenzel to the free throw line for Auburn to shoot 2. 1:08 left in the third.
Yeah, Wahoo's last couple trips down the floor offensively, lots of great movement off the ball.
First free throw by Wenzel is good. Eli Shada checks back in for Wahoo. Here he will replace Jace Kaminsky. One more free throw coming here for Wenzel. That's also good. Sub to the scorer's table for Auburn. Wenzel will come out, and Lance Binder will check in. 1:08 left in the third. Auburn leads at 30-24. Elliott takes the inbounds. They'll bring it across the timeline, working against Lance Binder. Now right side wing to Simons. Simons spins into the free throw lane, now dumps it to Elliott. Elliott wasn't quite ready for it there, had to kick it back out. Simons has it on the right side wing. He'll work to his right, now back to Glock. Marcus Glock with a crossover dribble into the middle. Now finds Hester on the left wing. 40 seconds left as Hester drives down inside. Kicks it back up to Simons. He'll attack the free throw lane. Nice jump stop, shots up and good. Good patience there by Dylan Simons. He's got 7. Again, it's down to a 4-point Auburn lead, 30-26. Binder across half court, down into the corner to Bowden. Pass back out up high, almost stolen away there by Glock. Now it's Binder with it as he'll back out to half court, 20 seconds left. Guarded by Simons. Binder trying to work this all the way down for the final shot of the quarter. Simons forcing him to half court. Bounce pass to Ligori, back to Binder with 8. Deep 3-pointer for Mav Binder is good. Boy, Mav Binder with another big 3-pointer. And he has given Auburn a 33-26 lead. He's made 2 very critical buzzer-beating 3-pointers in this ballgame. It's a 7-point lead for Auburn as we head to our 4th quarter break. 33-26 your score. We're back in 30 seconds on Saunders County Online.
The mayor of Wahoo, Jerry Johnson, wants to wish all boys at state basketball tournament this weekend good luck. But of course, to the Wahoo Warriors, go blue and bring home the gold.
And we're back here at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Tyler Mav Binder with a buzzer beater 3 at the end of the third, just like he did to send us into halftime. He's got 16 points in the game. That's real big momentum swinger is what that felt like.
Yeah, unfortunately, Wahoo's guard was just down enough that Binder was able to get that shot off. He was probably about 4 or 5 feet back from the outside 3-point line, and I don't think Wahoo was expecting him quite to shoot it from that distance, but he let it go and he nailed it.
Well, he still had a couple of seconds left. As you can see, Wahoo actually got the ball out of the net and had a chance for a couple of dribbles if they wanted to before they fired a shot. So yeah. It's 33-26, Tyler, as we start the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I expect to see Marcus Glock. I expect to see a lot of Marcus Glock here in the 4th quarter. Down by 7, state championship on the line. The ball has to be in your playmakers' hands at this point.
15-8 was the 3rd quarter score, so Auburn outscored Wahoo by 7 while being tied at halftime. That gives them the 7-point lead to start the 4th quarter. 8 minutes left to play in this C1 state championship. And it will be Tyler Elliott throwing things in for Wahoo. Ball comes into Simons. We'll see what the game plan here is. I think you might be right, Tyler. Simons will get a screen from Glock out up high. Now Dylan driving inside. Right-hand shot, no good. Rebound is tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to the Warriors. It seems like that's maybe the first time that a tipped rebound out of bounds has gone Wahoo's way.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
Simons will throw it in underneath his own hoop this time. Goes all the way out up high to Elliott near half court. Elliott back right side wing to Simons. Now it's Glock with it. Obviously a lot of time here, Tyler, as Glock puts the ball on the deck. I think it would be a mistake if Wahoo started settling for three-pointers. He's fouled. Is Marcus Glock. It's Nixon Liguori with the foul. His second personal and the team's first.
Yeah, much too early to start thinking you need to shoot, a whole bunch of three-pointers here. You can slowly chip away at it. You're only down by 7. That's a good start.
Glock drives it all the way down inside, finishes with the right hand, and he'll get a chance to add a free throw to it. The foul's called on Cam Leslie. It's his second and the team's second, but a big drive there by Marcus Glock. Tyler, he makes this a 5-point game. He can make it 4 if he hits the free throw.
Yeah, that's what I was saying coming into the fourth quarter here. If you're Marcus Glock, you've got to have the ball in your hands.
Free throw is no good.
A rare miss by Glock there.
So it's 7.5 minutes still left to play in this fourth quarter. We had the same thought there, Tyler. 5-point lead for Auburn as they bring it across the timeline. Warriors look like they are going to switch back to the man-to-man as they're guarding Wenzel. Wenzel lost the dribble. It's knocked away by Simons all the way to the other end. Dylan Simons puts it up and in. So Wahoo switched back to a man-to-man defense, and then they started trapping out near midcourt, and Wenzel turned it over. He's not nearly as comfortable with the ball in his hands as Matt Binder is. Now he's trapped in the backcourt. We're going to get a reaching foul called. That'll be on Dylan Simons.
Yeah, you got to be careful guarding Wenzel. I've noticed he definitely kind of has a lot of flop in his game where he's trying to draw the foul. He's trying to make it look like there's a lot of contact.
Foul on Simons is his second. It's the team's first. 1 minute gone here in the fourth quarter. It's 33-30. Wahoo down by 3. Auburn's going to try to keep the ball in the hands of Matt Binder as much as they can. His pass is stolen away by Simons. He did a jump stop there at half court. Now a reaching foul is going to be called. Let's see who the guilty party is for Auburn. It's on Matt Binder. It's his second, but good heads-up play, Tyler, by Mr. Do Everything. Dylan Simons with another steal.
Yeah, again, Simons right there. Would have liked to see him look ahead and move the ball ahead quickly, put some pressure on the Auburn defense before they have time to set up.
Warriors get it into Glock. He'll work against Binder. 30 feet from the basket, now moves into the left side wing. Marcus spins inside, finds Shada on the baseline. Jumper is no good. Rebound controlled by Auburn. Quickly up ahead to Bowden. He'll drive it all the way down inside against Elliott. Now kicks it back out up high. Three-pointer for Wenzel. In and out, no. And Glock with the rebound. Long pass down the floor this time from Glock. Nice look inside. Shada. Shot no. Simons with the offensive board. The follow is good. Dylan Simons has 4 in the quarter. He's got 11 in the game. Wahoo trails by 1. 33-32. 2 minutes gone here in this fourth quarter.
Go ahead.
Tyler. Matt Binder with it for Auburn. Working there against Elliott. Spins into the middle of the free throw lane. He's double teamed in there. Kicks it out to Bowden. Bowden skips it up high to Liguori, guarded by Glock near the top of the key. Back into the hands of Binder. Picked up again by Elliott. Out near midcourt, Binder spins into the free throw lane. Pull up floater, no. That's well contested by Glock and a good defensive rebound by Shada. Glock will bring it across the timeline. Wahoo with a chance to regain the lead. Glock drives inside. He got the basket to go, but the foul was called before the shot.
That was a smart move by Auburn as Glock had an open lane to the basket there.
It's the third foul on Mav Binder. It's the team's fourth, so Wahoo, Tyler, is going to shoot 2 free throws with each foul the rest of the way. There's still 5:22 left in this one.
And that's big. Over half the quarter, and Wahoo will go to the line every time there's a foul.
Kevin Sheaf has called a timeout here. As I said, 5:22 left. We can keep it here, Tyler, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
33-32. Wahoo trails it by 1 point, but what a great start to this fourth quarter. They've outscored Auburn 6-0 to start the quarter.
Yeah, and you can see Wahoo's kind of one of those teams as their offense starts to go, so does their defense, and the opposite. As their defense starts to pick up momentum, their offense starts to pick up momentum, and there you kind of start to see that come to life. Glock able to get the ball off that pick, started there with the easy layup. He came down here, fast break, threw it way ahead to Simons. Simons over to Shada. Beautiful 1-2-3 pass right up and down the court in about 1 second flat. Puts a lot of pressure on Auburn to have to turn around. All of a sudden they were on their heels. Auburn has to kind of settle down. That was probably a good timeout. Try to regain their composure here a little bit. All the momentum in Wahoo's favor right now.
The possession arrow, in case that becomes a factor, is pointing Auburn's direction. There's still a lot of game left. 5:22 left. It's going to be Wahoo basketball after the foul. They'll throw it in on the baseline. Kaminsky, Simons, Elliott, Glock, and Hesser on the floor for the Warriors. Nav Binder with 3 personals. Britton Wenzel with 3 as well. Inbounds pass right underneath to Simons, and he's fouled. That's going to be on Binder. I think that would be his 4th. That is the case, Tyler. What a set play there.
Yeah, good look. Getting it to the big man Simons underneath the hoop and just let his big physical body either get the basket or draw contact.
Dylan Simons will attempt his first 2 free throws of the game here. First one is no good. Wahoo's such a solid free throw shooting team. Tyler, they're 0 for 2 here in this 4th quarter. That, by the way, was the 4th personal foul on Mav Binder. That's a key thing to keep an eye on.
Very much so. He's the one leading this Auburn squad to the comeback so far.
Second free throw by Simons is good, so we're tied 33-33. Wenzel in the backcourt. Wahoo with some aggressive defense. We're going to get a foul. That's going to be on Dylan Simons, his 3rd. It's only the team's 2nd. Really, Dylan and Kyler Elliott are the only 2 that need to be careful. Nobody else with more than 2. Ball's into Binder. Again, Wahoo sticking with that defense in the backcourt. Really giving Wenzel some trouble back there. Wenzel might have walked with it. No whistle there. Now a long pass down the floor. Going to get the foul called on Jace Kaminsky. Tyler, that's too bad. That was almost a 10-second violation. Kaminsky went up to challenge that pass, and he's going to pick up the foul.
Yeah, Wahoo's bench wanted a couple things there. Thought maybe a travel, thought maybe close to a 10-second violation. Good defense by the Warriors.
And now Auburn has it on their half, if they can keep it here anyway. The inbound's right in front of their own bench. They get it into Binder. Now right side wing to Ligori. Out up high, Leslie. Now Wenzel with it here on the near side. Elliott working against him. Wenzel picks up his dribble, trying to get it back to Binder. Almost threw it into the backcourt. Binder guarded by Simons. Remember, he's playing with 3. He's got to be careful. They got Binder trapped here in the near corner. Pass is tipped, thrown into the backcourt. Marcus Glock went hard to the deck right in front of us. Glock's going to be okay. That ball was a backcourt violation because Glock, Tyler, did not get a hand on it.
Yeah, Auburn thought he got a hand on it. It was right in front of us, and I couldn't even tell if he'd got a piece of it. But either way, the call's going to be over and back.
Glock hit the deck hard. He is grimacing in pain here. He appears like he's all right. Ball thrown in underneath to Elliott. Couldn't get the shot to go.
It's a good look, though.
It was a really good look there. 4.5 minutes left to play. We're tied still, 33-33. We said first one to 40. Tyler might win it. We may be pretty close. Binder driving inside against Glock. Kicks it back out up to Wenzel. He'll drive into the free throw lane, now all the way to the basket. Shot no good. Dylan Simons grabs the rebound and bounces it off Brenton Wenzel and out of bounds.
What a heck of a play there by Simons. Blocked the ball, caught it in the air, and threw it off him all in one fell swoop.
And now the Warriors have the basketball back as we approach the midway point of this 4th quarter. 33-33 your score. Glock will bring it into the front court. Gets a high screen from Hesser. He's guarded by Binder. He may try to take him to the rack and draw the foul, and he just did. Nope, sorry, its ball's knocked out of bounds. The whistle as the ball went out of bounds, they're going to say was no foul, but knocked out by Binder.
No, but that was a great attack there by Glock. Had an open lane, spun, tried to draw the foul.
Well, and a smart play, too, as the ball's thrown in here to Simons. Ball went through his hands and out of bounds. Bit of an unforced error there. Dylan Simons had to go out of his through his hands and out on the near side. It's going to give it back to Auburn, but it's a smart play because Binder had 4 and Glock knew it. He went right at him.
Yeah, absolutely. Put the pressure on Binder. That would be the best thing for Wahoo's to get Mav Binder out of this game.
But Binder now takes the inbounds, drives it all the way down inside, is passed into the corner, finds Wenzel. 3-pointer is off the rim, no good. And a nice rebound again by Dylan Simons. Finally, Wahoo is getting the right people for Auburn to shoot the basketball. Glock on the attack. Wow, they're going to call a charge there, Tyler, all the way out at the top of the key. He tried to go around Nixon Ligori, and they call the charge. Marcus picks up his first. You could argue that Ligori was still sliding, but either way, he fell to the deck so hard the officials called the foul. Ball back to Auburn. Wenzel in the backcourt with it, and Dylan Simons is going to reach, and he's just picked up his fourth. That may have been a little bit careless there. He picks up number 4. It's the team's 5th. That's going to send, let's see, Brenton Wenzel to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Wahoo wanting to run this full court trap defense, and unfortunately you open yourself up to foul trouble.
3:30 left to play in the fourth quarter. It's 33-33. First free throw by Wenzel is good. He's 3 out of 3 from the free throw line in the game. They, by the way, are going to leave Dylan Simons on the floor. He does have 4 personals. I want to make sure that I've got that right. That is correct. Second free throw is also good. It's a 2-point lead now for Auburn. 35-33. That's the first 2 points of the fourth quarter for the Bulldogs, by the way. 3:20 left. Simons will work down inside, and they're going to call a block. He spun into Brenton Wenzel. Wenzel fell to the floor. You said, Tyler, he's kind of got that flopping mentality maybe. Flailing quite a bit is a better way to put it. He picks up his 4th, and we're already in the double bonus or the bonus situation, the free throw situation. Dylan Simons at the line to shoot 2. First one's good.
Yeah, there's definitely a little theatric involved with Wenzel, but you watch basketball at the highest level, there's a little bit of that as well.
Second free throw for Simons. Nothing but net. We're tied again. 35-35. 3:20 left. Warriors have moved Simons back to the back of this full court pressure here to try and save him from that 5th foul. Ball will be brought across the timeline by Wenzel. Now to Ligori. Over on the right wing, up high to Binder. Mav Binder in front of the Auburn bench. To Ligori now near side to Bowden. Bowden to Wenzel, back to Bowden. He's been quiet since the first half. He'll drive down inside. Scoop shots up and good. There's Bowden with his first bucket since the second quarter. Makes it 37-35. Auburn in front with 2:50 left to play. Marcus Clark has it out up high. He'll work into the middle of the floor. Gets a screen from Hesser. Now a pull-up deep three-pointer by Glock is good. Marcus Glock has given Wahoo a 1-point lead, 38-37.
Wow, big-time shot from the team captain of the Warriors there, and what a time to nail it with about 2.5 minutes to go in the game here.
15 now in the game for Glock. Timeout was taken. That was called by Wahoo. They've got 2 left. I think they wanted to call a timeout. Potentially, I'm not sure if they were going to get Simons out of the game or not and try to protect him from that 5th foul, Tyler, or if just with a timeout to set your defense up. It's 38-37, still 2:33 left, so a lot of basketball left to be played here. But Wahoo has clawed their way back, and they now lead it by 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is an opportunity. You could give Simons a little bit of a breather and, keep him away from that 5th foul. There's going to be, multiple timeouts here in the next 2.5 minutes, I'm sure.
They're going to leave Dylan on the floor. Kaminsky, Elliott, Glock, Simons, and Hesser on the floor. Again, they've moved Simons to the back of this press instead of one of the up guys. Try to at least protect him just a little bit. Auburn will throw it in. They get it into Wenzel. Wenzel spins down the right sideline. Now he's looking for some help. Finally gets it across. Ligori with it. Into the corner to Bowden. Back to Wenzel. Now it's Binder with it. I can't imagine anybody else besides Matt Binder is going to shoot anything here for Auburn. Wenzel will spin into the middle, working there against Kaminsky, picks up his dribble. Now it's handed off to Leslie, back to Wenzel, the sophomore guard, over to the sideline. Marcus Glock is shadowing Mav Binder here, not allowing him to get the basketball back. Wenzel driving down inside, picks up his dribble, kicks it out. Ball's loose, collected there by Bowden. He'll step through, shot is no good. Rebound collected by Leslie. The follow won't go, and now Simons takes away the rebound. We're going to get a foul called on Auburn. Dylan Simons with another huge defensive rebound for Wahoo.
I was going to say Dylan Simons, of course, in the middle of everything. Once again, getting that rebound for Wahoo, drawing the foul. He'll head to the line.
Foul's on Leslie. It's his 3rd. Dylan Simons at the line where he'll shoot 2. With 1:44 left, his team up 1. First one is no good. 38-37 the score. Simons will attempt one more free throw here. That's good. He gets 1 out of 2. He's also got 15 points in the game. 39-37 your score. They try to get the ball back to Mav Binder, and they finally do on a handoff out at half court. Binder will work against Elliott. Kyler's got 3 personals. Doesn't want to send Binder to the free throw line either. Mav all the way over to that far sideline, up high to Ligori. He'll drive down inside, kicks it out to Wenzel. Wenzel back into the middle of the floor. Now it's Binder. Good job by Kaminsky to take away that 3-point attempt. Minute 15 left. Kaminsky working on Binder. Out in between the circles as Binder still on the dribble. Now Hesser switches onto him. Binder spins into the free throw lane, picks up his dribble, looking to get it out and does. It's Ligori with it. Ligori at the top of the key, working there against Elliott. He'll drive him down to the free throw lane. Shots up, no good. Leslie had a hand on the rebound. Now it's loose. He'll put it back up and in. Cam Leslie with another 2 points. 39-39 your score. Tyler, 45 seconds left.
Yeah, good offensive rebound there by Auburn when they needed it.
Let's see if the Warriors try to hold it for the final shot. They're going to get it to Glock with 40 seconds left out at half court. Marcus goes to the right side of the floor to Kyler Elliott. 30 seconds left as Elliott works on the dribble.
The whole place on their feet now, Brian, sorry.
Warriors with 2 timeouts. Everybody in front of us, behind us, both student sections. 20 seconds left, 39-39 the score. It's going to be Marcus Glock trying to go one-on-one and get himself to the free throw line or finish. 10 seconds left. It's Glock against Ligori.
First one to 40.
Marcus Glock with 5 seconds left. He's going to shoot a step-back 3 off the back rim. No good. The follow as no good by Dylan Simons. We're headed to overtime. 39-39 is your score at the end of regulation. Tyler, we're going to get a 5-minute overtime period to settle this one in C1.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, Brian. I was just excited. Your pre-game prediction almost came true, literally down to the number first team to reach 40, and we end regulation 39-39. And boy, what a 4 quarters of basketball there, Brian.
Let's step away and catch our breath here, Tyler, for 30 seconds. When we come back, we'll have the start of the overtime here on Saunders County Online.
Career Dollar General is looking for you. Hiring all positions and all shifts, they are looking for you with a starting pay up to $22 an hour with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. You can find details by going to dollargeneral.com/careers or by texting DG Warehouse to 25,000. Must be 18 or older, but again, starting pay up to $22 an hour with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Contact them now, dollargeneral.com/careers. If you're looking for
And we're back here at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Overtime in the Class C1 State Championship. 39-39 your score. Wahoo and Auburn all tied up. The Warriors outscored the Bulldogs 13-6 in that fourth quarter. Really quickly, the foul situation. Dylan Simons has 4 for Wahoo. Kyler Elliott has 3. Brenton Wenzel with 4, and Mav Binder, Tyler, with 4 for Auburn. Let's see if the Warriors try to attack that and take advantage early. Hester will jump it up in the middle. The tip is actually won by Auburn. Nice job there by Cam Leslie to win up and get the tip. Tipped it back to Binder, who brings it into the front court. Man-to-man defense here for Wahoo. Binder spins into the free throw lane, kicks it out. 3-pointer by Bowden is short, no good. And Hester with the rebound. Binder, by the way, didn't score in that fourth quarter. He had 16 at the end of 3. He's still at 16. Glock across the timeline for Wahoo. Pull-up jumper from the elbow, in and out, no good. That was a pretty good look there. Couldn't get it to fall. Auburn with the rebound. And Binder will bring it across the timeline. 30 seconds gone here in this 4-minute overtime period. Binder will drive into the free throw lane, working there against Kaminsky. Nice job by Jace to turn him away. 3-pointer for Bowden, also off the mark. And Glock with the rebound. That's back-to-back misses there for Peyton Bowden. And now Glock into the front court for Wahoo. He'll drive all the way down inside, puts it up and in. Marcus Glock with another 2 points. He's now got 17 in the ball game. Back on the other end, shot by Ligori off the mark. The rebound is tipped around and the Warriors come away with it. Wahoo always does such a good job, Tyler, with multiple guys have their hands around the rim, going up high to contest those defensive rebounds. Now the Warriors can really slow things down. They lead it by 2, 41-39. Block has it out in between the circles, working there now against Binder. Let's see if he tries to take him. Left side to Kaminsky. Now it's Hesser with it. Hesser almost lost it, nearly knocked out of there by Leslie. Back to Kaminsky in the corner. This is Hesser. And a reaching foul is going to be called. That's going to be charged to Cam Leslie. He picks up his 4th. And the fouls, Tyler, from the 4th quarter carry over to the overtime period. So it's only the first foul in overtime, but that is going to send Cody Hesser to the free throw line where he'll shoot 2.
Both teams in a little bit of foul trouble, but right now it looks like Auburn's in a little more. They've got 3 guys with 4 fouls.
Hesser comes up a little short on that first free throw.
That's some nerves for you here at a state championship game.
His first free throw attempt of the ball game. Second one is in and out, no good. So Wahoo unable to extend their lead past 2. It's 41-39, 2:15 left. Here comes a double high screen for Mav Binder at the top of the key. Thought about a step back 3. Nice job by Glock to reach out and shut that down. Now Binder has it again in his hands out near midcourt. 2 minutes left. Glock working to his right, guarded by Kaminsky. He'll drive down inside, kicks it to Ligori. Ligori had his dribble poked away. Good hands by Cody Hesser. Tipped it away to Marcus Glock. Glock waves everybody off. He will bring it across half court himself. Minute 45 left. Warriors up 2, and Kevin Sheaf wants a timeout. 41-39 your score. Minute 42 left in the overtime. We'll step away for a few seconds. We'll be back on Saunders County Online.
Stop at First Bank of Nebraska to get our new Wahoo Warrior branded debit card. Every transaction gives back to Wahoo Public Schools. All you need is a First Bank of Nebraska checking account and ask for the Warrior card. For more information, go to firstbankne.com. First Bank of Nebraska, serving our communities, investing in you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back here to the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Minute 42 left. 41-39 is your score. Wahoo leading it here in overtime over Auburn. Tyler, if you're Wahoo, 2 timeouts left. No shot clock here in C1. Do you start playing the hold on to the ball game and force Auburn to foul you, especially with Wenzel, Leslie, and Binder all with 4?
I was going to say, yeah, I think you do. You know, you like to keep the pressure on and try and score. Obviously, that's the point of the game. But yeah, with 3 of their starters with 4 fouls, yeah, you play keep away, more than likely you're going to draw a foul.
One really interesting thing, I just saw Lance Binder head to the scores table and try to check in. The official score said he had missed the horn, so he was going to come in and try to take the place of one of those players with 4 fouls. He's back over on the bench, and it's the starters out there for Auburn. 3 of them with 4 fouls. Ball comes into Marcus Glock. He'll bring it from the backcourt back across the timeline. Minute 35, and a blocking foul immediately is going to be called. That's on Nixon Ligori. It's his 3rd. We're already into the bonus, and Marcus Glock is headed to the line to shoot free throws.
Yeah, that wasn't a designed foul. You could tell by the look on Ligori's face. He didn't mean to do that.
Glock 0 for 1 from the free throw line in the ball game. We talked about it the last 2 games. He is a near 90% free throw shooter. That one's good. Tyler, you said you heard the interview with him yesterday after going 14 out of 15 from the line. He was going to go to the gym and work on his free throws. Let's see if it pays off here. 42-39 your score. Second free throw is good. Glock has given his team a 4-point lead. And Wahoo is going to throw on pressure to try and not allow Auburn to get the ball to Binder. They had put Jace Kaminsky on at full court. Mav still did a good job shaking Kaminsky and getting the ball in his hands. Pull-up jumper is off the mark, no good. Simons with the rebound for Wahoo. He gets it to Marcus Glock. Full court pressure here by Auburn, and Marcus Glock smartly calls a timeout as he was trapped near the baseline. This will be a full timeout here, Tyler, with 1:14 left. We can keep it here. It's 43-39. Warriors with a 4-point lead and the basketball. Most important thing here is getting the ball inbounds. Secondly, it's getting it to the right guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wahoo doing a fantastic job the last few times down, as you'd mentioned. every shot that goes up from Auburn, there's 3 or 4 Wahoo Warriors right there under the basket fighting for that rebound. So they're doing everything they need to do here towards the end of the game correctly to try and hold on to the modest lead they have here with just over a minute to go.
Auburn still scoreless here in the overtime period. Wahoo has scored 4. Let's see if Auburn was able to get Lance Binder to the scorer's table, at least replace one of the players that have 4 personal fouls. Wahoo will keep their same 5 out there in Elliott, Kaminsky, Simons, Hesser, and Glock. And it's Lance Binder replacing Brenton Wenzel. So Wenzel's over there on the bench, so keep in mind, Mav Binder on the floor with 4 fouls, the leading scorer and best player for Auburn. Kaminsky will throw it in. See what Wahoo is trying to draw up here. They get it into Elliott. Elliott will hurry it across the timeline. Now he hits the brakes at the 3-point line. Hands it off to Simons. Minute 8 left. They get it to Glock. Glock guarded out there by Ligori. He's the only player that really could commit the foul here. He didn't. Got it to Simons. Simons over on the far sideline. Back to Elliott and now Glock with 55 seconds left. Glock steps through a double team. Picks up his dribble. Skips it far side to Simons and they will foul him. And it's either going to be Binder or Bowden with the foul. Either way, neither one of those players has a foul or is in any kind of foul trouble. It's Binder with his 4th. That's Lance Binder, by the way, not Mav Binder. 51.3 seconds left. Dylan Simons at the line, shooting 2.
Now, I'm surprised, honestly, they didn't foul Simons the first time he had the ball. That Auburn could have saved themselves maybe 15 seconds. I understand they're trying to go for the steal first and then foul if we absolutely have to, but they could have saved themselves 10 to 15 seconds.
Simons hit the first. Simons hit the second. 6-point lead for Wahoo. 50 seconds left. Binder into the front court. Warriors keeping a hand up, trying to not allow an open 3-pointer. Binder's shot's no good. Elliott up high for the rebound. Gets it to Marcus Glock. Glock gets a screen in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the timeline. Marcus down inside. Right-hand shot, good. Marcus Glock has made this an 8-point lead for Wahoo. 30 seconds left. 47-39. Binder for 3. Off the rim. No good. Leslie with the rebound. Back out up high. Binder another 3. That's good. And Jim Weeks will call a timeout. Mav Binder ends the scoring drought here for Auburn. But Tyler, 19.8 seconds left. Wahoo with a 5-point lead. And they can feel the state championship in their grasp.
Yeah, and realistically, Glock took that ball all the way to the hoop. He could have pulled back and maybe fought to wind the clock down a little bit further. Auburn obviously with their mind on fouling at this point, though. So either way probably would have resulted in 2 points. But good work by Wahoo here in overtime, really finding a way to pull it together and looks like might pull this game out here.
Yeah, I like that aggressive take by Glock because it was 3-on-2, maybe 3-on-1 the other way, and Glock saw it and took the easy 2 versus having to go to the free throw line, Tyler, and make 2 free throws. So smart play there. 5-point lead for the Warriors. They're actually going to put a few tenths of a second back on the clock. It's 20.4 seconds on the clock. Jace Kaminsky will throw it in. It's the same 5 on the floor here for Wahoo. Kaminsky on the baseline. The rest of his team lined up out near midcourt. And now they'll get the ball to Kaminsky. He'll start the play in motion. Jay's still looking to get it in. Finally does. Gets it into Glock. That's the player that they wanted to get the ball. Marcus splits a double team. Gets it across half court. Finds Elliott right back to Glock with 13 left. Auburn trying to foul him, and they finally do. Tyler, 11.7 seconds left. Marcus Glock is headed to the free throw line. You can see the players on the far side up on their feet with emotion.
Yep, and Wahoo on the verge of their 12th state boys basketball championship. What a feat for the Warriors here.
Marcus Glock shooting 2. First one is good. That's 23 points now in the ballgame for Marcus Glock. 17 of them by my quick count coming after halftime. Remember, he had just the 2 3-pointers in that first half. 48-42 your score. Second one, also good. Glock gets them both. He's 4 out of 4 from the line in the overtime period. And looks like we're going to get, thought maybe a timeout, but it doesn't look like it. Just a stoppage for a sub. Nolan Gardner will check in. Inbounds to Binder, 10 seconds left. Wahoo will let him get across half court, contest a three-pointer, not foul. Binder's three is no good. Kaminsky with the rebound. They're not going to foul. And for the first time since 2018, the Wahoo Warriors are the Class C1 state champions as they defeat Auburn 49-42. What a fantastic state tournament here, Tyler, for the number 5 seed. Wahoo, they came in and they upset Ogallala in the first game. They upset Omaha Concordia in the semifinals, and now an upset win over Auburn, previously undefeated Auburn. Wahoo with the state championship.
Yeah, and you got to feel good for seniors Mark Glock and Kyler Elliott, the two senior starters on this squad who were the number 1 seed coming into the state tournament 2 years in a row and getting knocked off in the first round. Those guys able to break through here their senior year and come away with the championship. Fantastic job by Wahoo. And really, you know, state tournament, I think I'd mentioned this the very first game back on Thursday. It's all about who can catch fire, who can get some momentum going. And you could tell basically from the word go today, Wahoo had the momentum, they had the confidence coming into today. Auburn did a great job of fighting back, regaining a lead. I think they stretched it all the way out to perhaps a 7-point lead at one point. Wahoo dug their heels in, bowed their back, fought back, took it to overtime, and just separated themselves from there. And once again, Wahoo Warriors state champions.
Last time the Warriors won the title was in 2018. That was an overtime game as well, so they get a second consecutive overtime state championship victory here in 2024 as the Warriors are cutting the nets down here at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Let's take a quick opportunity to recap the final stats here, Tyler, and then we will step out of the way so the next broadcast crew can jump in. Marcus Glock led the way, 24 points, right at his season average for the standout senior. Dylan Simons finished with 17 points. Those two young men, very key contributors here. 2 points for Kyler Elliott, 2 points for Cody Hesser. Jace Kaminsky finished with 2, and Eli Shada had 1. 18 in the first half for Wahoo, 21 in the second half, and 10 in the overtime. For Auburn, Mav Binder led the way with 19 points. He was the only player in double figures. Cam Leslie had 9. Peyton Bowden finished with 8. 4 points for Brenton Wenzel and 2 for Nixon Ligori. Auburn scored 18 in the first half. They scored 21 in the second half and 3 in the overtime. Bulldogs finished their season with a record of 28-1. And Wahoo, now 23-5, is your Class C1 state champions. Tyler, any final thoughts?
Well, obviously, great season by Wahoo Warriors. A fantastic season by Auburn Bulldogs as well. What an accomplishment to go undefeated all the way through the regular season, all the way to the state championship. Come up just a little bit short, but great job by Auburn. More importantly, Wahoo Warriors getting it done here. The big players on the team, the leaders showed up when they needed to. Dylan Simons having a tournament high, personal high for himself, 17 points today, 14 yesterday. He averages just over 10 a game on the regular season, so he stepped up when he needed to. And of course, Marcus Glock, what more can we say about him? He's the Mr. Consistency, averages almost 24 points a game. He scored 24 yesterday, scored 24 more again today, so he did what he needed to do. Just great job all the way around by this Warriors basketball squad.
Congratulations to the Wahoo Warriors. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping us bring you this 2024 Class C1 state tournament. Thanks to Kelly for all of the technical support getting us set up. Thanks, by the way, to Austin, who took care of Wahoo all season long. Couldn't be here. He's with his brand new twin daughters, so congratulations to Austin and his wife again one more time. My thanks to Tyler for helping out here today. That's going to do it for us from the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Wahoo Warriors are Class C1 state champions. They defeat Auburn 49-42. This is Brian Abraham saying so long. You've been listening to Warrior State Championship basketball here on Saunders County Online.
At Medicine Man Pharmacy, we aspire to be the pharmacy provider confidently chosen by our clients for their family's everyday health needs because of our expertise, integrity, and honestly, consistently exceeding their expectations. Reliability, bright spot, value, integrity, community building, and so much more can be found at Medicine Man Pharmacy of Wahoo.